Show. Our show brings the basketball community from around the world together to discuss job opportunities and the latest news and events trending in basketball. We provide the only platform for fans, players, and basketball executives to interact and share current basketball news happening around the world. B-Ball Summit Radio, for basketball fans who want to be the first to know. Check it out.
Help promote our camp just as much as we do. So, we're giving you guys a 24-hour social media camp contest. This is all that you have to do. All you have to do is get anyone, either your mom, your brother, your sister, your teammates, anyone to like our Facebook page. As you guys know, is Basketball Summit Exposure Camp. Is Basketball Exposure Camp. So, if you get anybody like that message, it'll count as one entry. But for that entry to count, you just have to have them message us, and we'll see the message, and it'll count for an entry for you. You can also do this on Twitter. So if you have anyone, follow us on our Twitter page, which is at @bball_summit, and tag us in a tweet using our hashtag #bballsummit. Then message us on our Twitter message system, and then they'll also count as an entry for you as well. So you have to have a minimum of 10 entries, whether you do that via Twitter, Facebook, a combo, 10 each, whatever. Once you have a minimum of 10, you get to be in our raffle, and the winner will get a free camp entry for our Indianapolis camp. Yes, I said for free. And you know, guys, we love things for free. So please take advantage of this new camp contest. You only have 24 hours. And that's
well, it's like changing, like the NBA is changing. The game has gone from passing to dribbling and penetration and kicking, reading and reacting. But in Mexico here, I've been here it's a career at Seattle University, and then my people, we moved back into Mexico after that, an opportunity to play with the national team, and later on, 4 years because of an injury, I was able to begin coaching at a young age, and 4 years later, coached the Mexican Olympic team. So we know about the different leagues. The leagues have developed because if you go back 10, 15 years when you were a little younger, everybody there were more American players available with more talent. Why? Because the leagues in Europe hadn't taken off. They were limited. And so now it's just flourished. I was looking right now at videos of a tryout that we had there in Tijuana. We had 80 players, but out of the 80 players, only 2 finished the season in Ciba Copa. And the Chihuahua League, which is another second division league, they got 2 leagues, 16 teams in one state. And people say, oh, Adolfo, I don't believe you when you talk about that basketball is the number one sport in Mexico, not football, soccer, or baseball, because it's been proven already. Everywhere you go, there's a love for the game and a desire, and it keeps growing. But we have to limit ourselves to talented players that are professional and that can come and actually help our players develop and understand what the word is, professional. Quite a few players that are using Mexico, the Division I, to keep in shape, to look for another opportunity that can come along to go to the next level. It's important for them to understand it's not a total failure if you go and you come back.
Okay.
Because there's probably 8 players coming back with you. It's what you learned while you was over there.
Okay.
The food, the refs, the attitudes, and you see the competition and you look at what you have to do to get better. That's why I tell all these players, if you're going to keep following this dream, then you need to invest some time and just sit down and say, what do I have to do? And I'm telling you, a lot of these players have got to buy themselves a jump shot somewhere at Walmart, Mark, or someplace. But we do need – the jump shot is a lost art. We want to penetrate and kick, a jump. And like I say, you can shoot all the threes you want, but the question is what percentages you're making. That's the problem. You need to evaluate yourself and find out what you need to get better. And you have to do it quickly because time waits for no one. And then behind you, there's another graduating class coming along, and it goes on, and before you get lost in
Mayor Woods. Mayor Woods, do you have a question for Brian?
Yes. I was wondering, with all these camps out here, it could be kind of confusing for certain athletes and certain players. What exactly are the telltale signs of scam camps and good camps so players can get a legit opportunity like at McNeil Sports? I've heard great camps, stories about you guys, and scouts come and, you know, you kind of get to other camps and no scouts are there, no one's in the gym. It's kind of confusing, kind of frustrating for certain players out there. So I was just wondering, what camps are actually good to go to, and how do you tell the bad ones from the good ones?
Yeah, that's definitely a great question. It's something we talked about a lot. I know Mark and myself have talked about because we want to make sure that we do stand out, and we're not grouped in with these other camps that are just coming in. There's been some camps that are just straight up scams. Players get to the gym and nobody's there. There's had other ones where all of a sudden a week before the event the website disappears. So there's definitely the really bad ones. Then there's the ones where guys really aren't putting any effort into it. So we try to be on our side. We try to be as open as possible. It's one of the reasons we do this radio show. We have multiple social media accounts. We have our phone number posted on our website. We're always open to players calling us and asking us questions. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest things. Players really need to reach out to these camps, not only do the research behind the scenes, talk to people running it, talk to players that have been to the camps before. If it's a new camp, that might be a little tougher. I know when we first started, we kind of had to start with our grassroots connections in Houston because, those guys knew us and trusted us. And since then, we've kind of built up our resume, so to speak, with players getting signed. We have pictures of the scouts that are at our event. We have quotes from people. I mean, we have a whole repertoire of what we've done. So I think that's what players kind of need to look at. If a camp's been going on multiple years, it should be pretty easy to go back, look at the players that have been there, see where they're playing, get a list of the scouts that have been to the camps before, ask for a list of the scouts that are coming to the camp. But the main thing, I think, the players where they mess up and they end up going to one of these camps is either a complete scam or it might just be poorly run, is they don't ask enough questions and they don't do enough research. They might just see one post on Facebook, think that's the camp for them, never really follow up, ask questions. But it's definitely something that's tough, and that's like I said, that's the reason we try to be as open as possible and show as much from our previous camps as possible. So we know our product.
For the listeners, we have some listeners that have called in and they're listening. What is the league like? I mean, from the time you got into the league until now, what is it like?
Oh, man, the league is tough now. People come down here think they're going to average like 30 or 40 and think it's just Mexico, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of Mexican-American players down here. So some teams might even have 10 Americans, not even have a Mexican player that's really born there. So the league has gotten tougher. When I got here, it was maybe 5 Mexican-Americans. It wasn't that many. A lot of people didn't want to come to Mexico because they thought that would ruin your career. But as I grew through the league, it's gotten better. They added imports. So their rules opened up for it to be more imports here, and the league got a lot stronger, a lot better. And I think it's like one of the top strongest leagues in South America. I mean, nobody come through here. It's not a cakewalk. I done played on a top team, lower level team. I done played throughout Mexico. It's a tough league. When you come down here, you got to bring your game, that's for sure. But for a young guy, they just need to try to listen and soak up everything. Because if somebody even wasting their breath to tell you something, they're not just going to tell you nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to tell you to help you. But I done been on both sides. I done matured now, so I can understand that. But when I was younger, I understand their side. They just trying to play. When I was young, I wasn't trying to hear nothing. All I know is this guy in front of me ain't better than me. But I'm not understanding. This is just a game. Everybody practice together. Everybody got to play. But as a young guy, you so hungry to play, sometimes people can get that misunderstood, that you so hungry to play and show people what you got to try to get to that next level that they can get misunderstood, that you're selfish, that you're trying to be out there. You can take it the wrong way. You're not listening to nobody because you just want it so bad. But if I was a young guy, you should just listen. I've seen a lot of successful people in this world, even in the basketball game. They just listen and go out there and work hard, and the world going to come to you. So if you can just listen, I think that's half the people in the world. And listen and go out there and work hard, that's a major part of it. I mean, it's not an easy league. People think you're going to come down here. I mean, if you come out here and work hard, get in the right situation, yeah, you might can do that. But it's not a league you're just going to come to and just take over. No, there's a lot of guys that's been here, and it's a tough league. It's a physical league. So that's, for one, you got to get understood. It's not going to be a soft league at all. But that's my idea of it.